Hi lovelies, Jenny here and welcome back to the channel. I am going to do a masterboard today. It's actually for a really cute tag tuck. Was inspired by Heather at Rosehill Paper Cottage. What I need to do is I need to do a masterboard, and all I've got to do masterboards in any way similar to the one I saw is like letterheads of invoices and the like, yeah, that sort of thing. So I'm going to use those and hopefully that will be okay. So yeah, I'm just going to go through and pick. I'm not tearing these as such. I'm going to I want straight lines pretty much. That's the look I'm going for this time round, which is unusual for me. I know, but well, that's just how it is. So I'm just going to tear up a few just to get me started, and we'll see where we go from there. So I'm going to use this manila folder. The substrate that was used in the video that I saw was vintage file folders. I do have some of those, but here in, well, I don't know about all of Australia, but here in South Australia, I think they're hard to come by. So I'm not prepared to use mine for that. I'd rather keep mine for something else. That, you know, like tall, skinny document journals or something like that, you know. Come here. I got all these digital bits from a friend of mine, and that was very generous. So I do want to cover the whole manila folder. I'd like to try and get as many tags out of it as I can. I'm not planning on doing them all in the video. That would be really silly because there's a couple of steps to these tags. So what will I do? I'll put that like that. But you know, I'd like to get a few out of it. In saying that, so need to go for some different colours. So now that I've just sort of explained what the first part of this task is, I'm just going to go off and come back with this done, because you don't need to sit through all this. So I'm back, ready to start gluing. I'll probably speed this up 2 times too, because it's just making a masterboard. It's not anything overly complicated or anything like that. There's really no rules to a masterboard. There are suggestions and the like, but no real rules as such. I personally always like to recommend to people to overlap your papers. If you don't want them lifted, like, use plenty of glue for a start. Make sure you get the glue all the way to the edges of each piece of paper. But on these exposed edges, I'm recommending that you overlap them. It's been my experience to do that for a better masterboard, a better collage type thing. The other thing is don't have pieces that are too small. You can have pieces that are all different shapes. You can you know, have them rectangular circles. You can have them squares, triangles, diamonds, whatever shape. Just make them all reasonable in size, I guess would be the word. Yeah. I do recommend using a really good glue. You can use glue stick, but in saying that, your glue stick should be of a fairly good quality. Like, it can be a fairly cheap one. Mine is like $1.10. They're not very expensive at all, but it is a really good glue stick. I knew I'd get to stick this somewhere eventually. Okay. I do tend to work all over the page, not just in one spot. A bit like when I'm painting, I work in all over the whole canvas, not at once, of course, but after a few minutes I'll drift off to another space and concentrate my painting in that area. So I'll stop gabbing now and speed the video up. dry, ready for cutting. So there's this one and this one. I love them. I've taken photos of them because I reckon I might try and print them out, see what they come out like. Anyway, I'm going to cut them now, and I just want tags to be, oh, I don't know, about I think I'm going to do about 9 centimeters, which is 3.5 inches. So about that. But I don't want them this tall. So how much are they? They're 23. So I might do 13. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. 8 centimeters. That one's going to be way too skinny on the other end, so if I do it at 8, that'll give me a tall skinny tag for somewhere down the track. So this one will be a bit narrower, but that's okay. Oh, what happened there? Come on. That was not very good. Not sure why that's not cutting very well. Where's my scissors? Oh, come on. That's just weird. So now I've got to trim that up so that it's straight. For some reason that just did not want to cut. Alright, now 8. Okay, I've just got to fix up a couple of loose corners that didn't get glued. That does happen from time to time. Okay, and then these offcuts I will pop aside, and I can make something with those at a later date. So now I'm going to do these similar to, or I'm going to use the same idea as Heather at Rose Hill Paper Cottage used. She used she used wallpaper from the kit. I think she had it from a kit. I'm not sure. So anyway, I'm going to use some of my wallpaper. So this is the original wallpaper. And I'm going to put it across the top there, like so. And then I'll just trim it off once I've glued it down. Okay. Oops. So for this part, you just need, if you're going to do it the same as me but don't have wallpaper, just use some scrap printed scrapbook paper, or journal pages, from digitals that you've got left over. That'll do. I'll leave that to dry properly before I trim it. And then this one. See, now that one doesn't look straight either. And I did check it before I pulled the lever down, so that's weird. Okay, so I may as well use this other piece. Pop that in there. Okay. Have I asked how you've all have asked how you all are? I'll be able to get my words out eventually. I hope you've all been well, and yeah, I hope you've all been very well. It's mid-evening here in Adelaide at the moment. Okay, it's another one. Got this pretty wallpaper. Okay. I should have cut it off first. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, and how many more have I got? I've got 3 more. See, now that one looks crooked as well. I do have this gorgeous one. I haven't got much of this one left. The weather has been really weird here in Adelaide. I don't know about anywhere else, but it's been very weird here. It's not cold, but it's also very, very wintry, very overcast. Get off. Very looking very, very grey. I mean, my house has been dark most of the day because I don't get a huge amount of light in this place, and yeah, so it's been quite dark. And yesterday and today, the first 2 days that I've had to wear like a cardigan or a jumper. Today I'm wearing a jumper. This is my painting jumper. I only wear this around home because it's really daggy. But I love it because it's comfy. This is that one. And I might do another one in that. this on about there. Yeah, I do. I like that. Okay. Right. Okay. Very nice. And I have one more. And I have this one. I can do something with this one. Just like that, I think. But, sorry, I'm not very talkative. Yeah, I even hung I did washing today, despite the fact that we were apparently supposed to get showers today. We got one little shower, that's all we got, not enough to water the garden. And so I hung my washing inside on my clothes area. Okay, so now the next step is to spread them all out. Oh, I'm going to trim off these two. Okay, so I've got a nice variety. So now what I'm going to do is I've got a variety of Tim Holtz what do you call them? Tim Holtz photos. Got stuff sticking to me everywhere. Tim Holtz photos, which I can use. I've got a few out, but I don't know which ones I'm going to use. So I'm going to pop that one on there. This part of the job doesn't take long. Might pop her there. That one on there like that. And I like this lovely couple. They can go on there. Doesn't matter which side you put them on, they just kind of putting it on the side that sort of shows up the tag elements of the tag. Like there's really nice font on this side, and yeah, just you know. And I might pop her there, and I'll put that one back. I've also got some digital calling cards that I've already backed and distressed with vintage photo. I also have some other elements to go with these, but it's just paper. And I've got these gorgeous vintage German cards, playing cards, children's playing cards. I'm not sure exactly what they are. I don't know, and it's something about I don't know. Is anyone out there who can speak German or read German? It's been a long time since I've done German, and I should be able to know some of it because my father was German. No, I don't know. It beats me. Okay, I'm going to pop that on this one. I'm going to pop it there. Or will I put that on here? I'll put her on there. Okay. All right. So now all I need now is my stapler, and I did go out and buy staples, which are where did I put them? Here they are. I went to Office Works the other day, and I got a packet of these. You get 2 of them in a pack, and I got a packet of 2,000 staples, and I got a packet of paper clips, and it came to less than $5 for all of that, because it's all Keji brand. I bought just all their Yeah, I bought all their brand. Okay, right. So now I'm just going to staple. You could stitch these, put a bit of glue and stitch them, but I'm going to actually staple them. And then on the reverse side, I'm going to put some paper or washi tape. Okay. Oh, I should have gone around it with some vintage photo. That was very silly. Okay, I'm going to zoom this up and go around all these with vintage photo. I should have actually made those cards, the background cards, or tags as they're supposed to be, taller. I think in hindsight they weren't quite tall enough, and I didn't cut them into tags. They don't have the tag shape, so they're like a small journal card at the moment. But I will make them a tag shape. I'll cut the top corners off and do vintage photo on those corners. And I'll have to, because I don't do it in the video, I'll have to put the strip of either washi or a pretty paper down that one side where the staples are, and I'll do that off camera. It's not like you're going to see it on the video, like at the end when I show all the cards. Yeah. So these are like, you don't have to use photos. If you've got really nice small digital images, they just need to be a good thickness because they're a Tuckspot now, and they could be a hidden journal spot, because if you fold them back they could be written on, so yeah, they could be like a little hidden journal spot, but they're mainly intended to be a tuck spot. And I've done this sort of thing before, but with a fixed corner tuck or a fixed shallow pocket on my tall tags, and I haven't done those for a long while, but yeah, so these are different, and I quite liked them. So really easy to make. And yeah, so if you don't have very many small digital images that you can put onto book page or card or whatever, you could use plain cards like I did. I used that one children's playing card. So I mean, just use what you have. And the little bits of ephemera that I put in, well, again, like the I use the digital images of the the calling cards. But again, you could just make a small tag and put that in, or put backing on another small digital image. And then the other pieces are just scraps of stuff that I had left over. I used a vintage Italian book page. There was a piece of ledger paper that I used. A piece of tea-dyed paper I think I used in there, and some of my handmade paper, the embossed paper with the watercolour painting that I did on them. So yeah, just using up your scraps really. And if you didn't want to go through to all the hassle of doing the masterboards, you could just do these, the large cards made out of book pages, and just put a backing on them so that they can be journaled on. Or you could, if you've got pretty digital paper, you could just back that, or put it onto card that's, you know, sort of got a good weight to it. So yeah, I mean, the possibilities you could do with these are endless really. And like Heather was using, I think she used, because I'm pretty sure it was a Ruby and Pearl XO design team a thing that she did. So she was using Ruby and Pearl paper, I think, and I don't actually think she made a masterboard, come to think of it. I did, because that was the closest thing that I could use to make the actual large card. Yeah, so I mean, I don't have papers from Ruby and Pearl, or I don't know if, yeah, Rosehill, she does papers, doesn't she? Heather does papers from Rosehill Paper Cottage, I'm sure. I don't have any of hers anyway. I plan on going and getting some Ruby and Pearl kits, and I'll check out what Heather at Rosehill Paper Cottage has got, and it's like Nazi over at Amity Bloom. I really would love some of her paper. I'd love some of Rachel at Roxy Creations. I'd love some of her papers too. In fact, I think I've got a few of her kits in my cart. So, you know, in the meantime though, I'm creating what they create and making it look, hopefully, as good, and, you know, I think it'll look a whole lot better with their paper. But in the meantime, I can't wait to get their paper. Actually, their papers are so lovely. They've got beautiful wallpapers, and digitals of their antique papers that they have, their letters and all that sort of stuff. Just absolutely gorgeous kits. So that's one of my aims this year, is to be able to do that. So, you know, it's 12:58 as I do this voiceover. I'm so tired. I'm going to go to bed as soon as this has finished. I couldn't help myself but add some lace trims to them. They're so cute. I love them. They did actually turn out really sweet in the end. So I'm going to show you a close-up of them all. So there's some extra journal space and some little extra bits and pieces that can be used for a little collage or a cluster, or you know, whatever those little scraps can be used for. There's enough there to make a cluster. If you wanted, if the person wanted to, yeah. So it's always nice getting some vintage scraps. I think I do enjoy getting a few of those in my bundles when I get them from Roxy Creations. Those Tim Holtz photos are really lovely too. They're good value. I didn't pay a huge amount for them. I think I bought them on eBay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I bought them on eBay. I think I showed a couple again because I thought that I didn't have it in the screen properly, so sorry about that. Yep. So we've come to the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed that and got some inspiration. And I hope you do make these they were a lot of fun to do. Yeah, peaceful blessings, everybody. Bye for now.